Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Polytopia. For those of you joining me for the first time ever, my name is Sabouts, and for those of you returning to my channel for another series, I'd like to welcome you back. Polytopia is a turn-based strategy game, shares a lot of different elements to 4X games. It's got your exterminating, your expanding, your exploring. I'd say the only thing that's probably not heavily in this game would be exploiting, but other than that, it's really nice. It's a very easy to pick up and learn to play game. And you can get it on your mobile device as well. So if you want to play it on the go, there's that option. So I've really been enjoying it on my phone myself. And this is a brand new account I actually started so we could go through and play together and try to unlock some of the new tribes and such here for the channel. So there's different game modes. You got Perfection and Domination. Perfection, it says show your skills on the global high score in the classic 30 turns game. And Domination, you're actually going to play until there's only one tribe left with no time limit. We're actually going to do Perfection here because that's how you actually get points to unlock different things. Starting off here for Pick Your Tribe, you've got all these different tribes here. Down at the bottom, there's also special tribes with unique play styles, but these ones do have to be purchased. But all the tribes up here at the top, they can be unlocked through playing the game. Now, each tribe actually has a certain starting location that it'll start at, and it also starts with a different tech. So you can see that these guys here, they start with the climbing tech. They generally are around dense mountains surrounded by beautiful cherry blossoms. These guys here, they have huge mountains and green valleys. The climate in Paria is perfect for growing fruit. They start the game with the organization tech. And so on and so forth. And we're going to go ahead and play as the Xin Xi here. We're going to pick them. And then going into the game setup, we've got what we can set up here for different opponents and difficulty. We put it on the highest difficulty because that's what we do on this channel. We play on the highest difficulty. And I do have some practice with the game for my mobile device. And then we've got various opponents that we could pick. We're actually going to go with 3 opponents here. We'll fill the map right up. If we want to play with more opponents, then we have to unlock more tribes. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So with a 30 turn limit here, we'll go ahead and we'll actually play through an entire game. And we'll see how we do. Objective, get the highest possible score before the time runs out. So we get 30 turns to get as high of a score as possible. We're currently starting in 3rd place, but we're tied obviously with an unknown tribe, with 2 unknown tribes, and then 1 tribe actually started off with a small bonus. But yeah, so we got to actually find out what these tribes are, and then we're going to have to fight them. But yeah, let's go ahead and start exploring. This is our unit here. He's on top of our actual capital city. We actually started, this is probably, actually I'm not even going to say probably, out of all the games I've played on my phone, mind you, I've played a lot of them, this is the best start I've ever had, or close to one of the best starts I've ever had. We've got, not only do we have hunting, or forest, or we got wild animals for hunting, we've got forests as well for building lumber. We've got fruit here that we'll be able to harvest, and we've got mines that we'll be able to build in both of these mountains here. So that's just absolutely nuts. Let's start exploring off this way a little bit. I would like to also spend my stars here. So up here at the top, that's the stars are essentially your currency. It's the only currency that's in the game. You're going to use it to build everything from units all the way to buildings. And the stars are accumulated by your cities. So this is our capital city here. We get 2 stars per turn. You can level up your cities over time by building on or improving the tiles around it, and that'll get you more stars for each city. And then you'll be able to also build new cities. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, you can't build new cities, but you'll be able to acquire new cities by converting over settlements, which you'll probably see here shortly, or by capturing enemy cities, which also usually gets you tech bonuses. Speaking of tech, this is the tech tree right here. So we got to actually expand out. We can get riding, hunting, fishing, organization, etc., etc. So we can spend all of our stars on getting a tech. But I think I'd much rather spend my stars on getting a new warrior. For an early game exploration tactic. Now, that already puts us in 1st, but these guys will pass us up pretty quickly. Every time you do something in the game, you get additional score, which will help you out. All right, so we're already on turn 1, actually. We'll keep expanding out. Oh, we got another biome over here. All right, let's start expanding this way a little bit and try to see if we can find that settlement that you usually start near. And then we're going to want to pick something up here. So we've got the ability to do some hunting when we get it. We also got the ability to harvest fruit. I think hunting is going to be the biggest tech for us to get because there's a lot of wild animals nearby. We'd be crazy not to grab that up. So let's go ahead and pick up hunting and research that so we can hunt all these wild animals around us and upgrade our capital city. But we are out of stars, so unfortunately we are at the end of the turn. But getting that tech there did give us a very large amount of points, catapulting us into first. But then, as you can see, the other players go through, they catapult back up into first. So it's constantly kind of going back and forth, but eventually you'll start to kind of run away as long as you do it correctly. So we went ahead and hunted those wild animals there. You can see it gave us a little blue tick here. If we fill this one, our city will actually grow. And we can't fill it now because we don't have any more stars to do that. But we can keep expanding, and that's going to give us some points as well whenever you explore. Oh, and we did actually find a village here, so we'll be able to capture that and turn it into a city. It'll be very useful. All right, let's go ahead now and get some more hunting done. That'll upgrade that, which gives us a lot of points. And then we have two options to pick from here. So the first one will give us a workshop in the city. It gives us a bonus star, so we'll actually produce 4 stars a turn, because right now with it upgrading we produce 3. Or we can click Explorer. An Explorer will end up exploring a large chunk of the map for us, and it gives us a bunch of additional bonus points. There's really no right or wrong way. I would say in your first city, the Explorer is more beneficial because you get the large points, the large amount of points from the exploration, plus you get a better idea of where you sit on the map. Later on, as you get other cities and upgrade them, the workshop's definitely the most beneficial route to go for the additional stars. So let's go ahead and pick up the Explorer, though. He's going to head off this way, and that was pretty beneficial to us because that just told me a lot about the map. It told me 2 things. It told me that we have a large potential for growth because we have 4 cities behind us, which is, I've never seen anything like that in my life. So that's huge. And then it told me that there's a possibility we may have a choke point here and a choke point here because there's water all through here. So that's pretty nice. I like that a lot. So we'll go ahead and we'll capture this city. Yes, see, looking like a choke point over here. So this is good. We have no more stars left, though. We've got nothing else we could do. We did get a lot of points for the exploration, but you can see that we're still lagging pretty far behind right now. And that's probably just because of the other cities, the other nations getting their second city up, which we're going to do now. Yeah, you always get a lot of points for that. There you go. So see, that put us in second now. It makes a big difference. We're going to want to grow this, but it depends on whether or not there's ability to do that. I know I can grow this because I've got 3 sets of hunting to do here. We're definitely going to pick up this city as well. If I go into the tech tree too, I can't get any tech, so I'd have to hold off. So let's just go ahead and spend it on doing some more hunting. We'll see if we can get this city upgraded. I'm definitely going to spend my next set of tech on forestry, just because of the massive amount of lumber capability that I have around me. All right, so now we're getting 5 stars because we're getting 1 additional star for this area, which is great. This is starting to look a little more like a dead end. And this will give us another city, which should catapult us back into second place. Yes, okay, perfect. Nice, so we're not lagging far behind. We're staying pretty steady with the more difficult AI. We'll actually be able to do 2 levels of hunting here, which is great because we can upgrade our capital city again. And then we'll get another option. So we can take additional resources, or we can take a city wall. The city wall here is going to give you a bonus. It can protect your city a little bit more. The resources is going to give you a one-time boost of stars. In this particular instance, you always want to take this kind of at face value, right? Depending on where your capital city is. I would say for us, normally I take the resources every single time. In this instance, though, I'm actually going to take the city wall, which is kind of, I don't want to say a first for me, but it's definitely not something I do too often. The reason I'm going to do this here in this particular instance is because I have a feeling that this is an alleyway into the rest of the world. There's probably another nation somewhere here or somewhere in this vicinity, and they'll be able to come down this route and attack us. And the city wall will help protect our capital city. For these other two areas, if they're in areas where they can be accessed by land, you can get water technology, but that's later on for boats and stuff, sailing and all that. If they're in areas where they may be able to be accessed by land, then it's probably beneficial to put walls on them too. But if they're not, then it's always better to take the resources. These ones in the back, resources every time. There's just no point in having the walls on your back cities. Yeah, obviously this city could fall, and then these cities would be just as vulnerable. But at that point, if you lose your capital city, you're pretty much have lost the game anyways. So you're not really gonna, you might prevail your death, but you're almost better off re-rolling at that point, because once you fall behind in the points, it's very, very difficult to bounce back, especially on such a high difficulty setting. So now we're producing 6 stars. We don't have enough to get anything else. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll to the next turn, but we're going to cut this off here. We are out of time. These will be a little bit shorter episodes just because of the nature of the game. We'll go through and we'll play through the whole 30 turns. You can see though that the 30 turns don't seem like a lot, but once you start, playing, there's actually, a decent amount going on, and 30 turns is actually a pretty good amount of time. So, yep, we'll go ahead and cut it here, and then we'll continue up in the next episode. But if this is your first time at my channel and you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing down below. It really helps me out a lot, and you'll be able to keep up to date with more content similar to this. And then, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you think of this game. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, you can download it on your mobile device, but there's also a Steam version of it coming out soon, so you'll be able to pick it up and play on your computer as well. But if you want to play like I'm playing right now, you can download an emulator called BlueStacks, and then you can play on your computer anyways. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.